welcome back to TimberBorn. We have a drought approaching, and someone suggested a very good name for the former island colony. I really hope there aren't any other connotations to this. I've done a little bit of Googling on Roanoke, which appears to have been a British colony in the Americas where everyone vanished. And that's what happened here, really, isn't it? Everyone vanished. There probably is going to be a benefit in repopulating this colony at some point, particularly if we want to be doing work with explosives and things, and maybe maybe establishing a small bot colony here with access down into the water flow. So we will see, but we are working still on getting this finished. We are very close, and then our wall of floodgates coming out of the mining district, which is a really, really long journey and is not the best idea, but hey, it is what it is. Is this broken? 2.07 advanced. Oh no, it's just going to be a little while. It is a little bit mucky, but actually someone had a really good idea, and I don't know whether we've got enough hydrated land at the moment or whether we just need to bump this up a little bit more again. And try that. Get it a bit fuller, which was to plant the maple trees up here so that we get maple syrup, so that the catalyst can be made in district by these guys, which is sensible. So, but we probably need a bit more of a hydrated area to really be able to do that. So let's see if that improves it. While they're at that, I remember I was very nervous about the amount of water we have. So we've got 10,000 water in that district. We've got 4,000 in that district. And over here, we've got not very much. We could got 19 spare bots. Let's get these 3 going, and maybe throw in, because we can move the water out. If we throw in a couple of large water tanks, so I'm pretty nervous about the amount of water that we've got. I guess the other option is we actually have quite a few spare bots still. If we send some over here, let's just slow time down. We brought over really 130 bots in that district. I'm going to say let's bring over 10. And we will convert a bunch of these to be bots. And we've got some biofuel just there. If we threw in a little catalyst tank, which we can build there, because we've got a lot of catalyst stored there. So let's do that. Set that to obtain, and high prioritize building that. That will probably be better, because these bots in theory will pump a lot more when they get here. Here they come. Because we do only have a 17-hour working day at the moment. So if you could kindly, get to work, that'd be awesome. I assume they're trying to find their way here at the moment, or something similar. Yeah. Anywho, hopefully that will help. I am definitely nervous about the amount of water, to the point where I think last time, we were also high prioritizing building a couple more water pumps in here. So that'll be good because this, in theory, has access to a reasonable amount of water. And what we could do is we could put, once the drought hits, we could put some water pumps into the canal system, and that would help as well. So yeah. For now, let's concentrate on getting stuff done. And I think actually if we get a drought, this is all going to dry out, and we could maybe make some progress on dealing with the bad water. So, trying to think if it's probably better to on off there. Get rid of that horrible square. And come down and across and down and across and down there. Let's pause that so they don't actually go down there. And then, yeah, we can maybe start to lay some explosives in here. So I think, actually, looks like we could maybe go down to. No, because we can't place explosives there, can we? So we can. We go across and keep an eye on the balls. So we can only go down one in this area. So let's just put in some dynamite storage. Dynamite, prioritize. So, and then what we're looking to do, I think initially, is probably lay in something like, come on, save, there we go, something like this. And what we can do is we can turn the corner there, and yeah, I think something like that is what I want. So then if we've got that, we'll need, we're planning to block this off. We need to block this. We block that and that, then that'd probably do most of the work, I think. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So, good, and we actually have dynamite there, so let's not have that set to empty. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking for helping with the bad water. Particularly as we've got a break due to the drought. Question for you guys: should we increase the capacity of the water, the lakes down here, I guess, so that we dry out these raised areas? It's probably only going to be a little bit more exploding to just make them slightly wider, and rather than cutting off the supply out of here. So YouTube comments, yes, someone else suggested I do this as well after I'd recorded the video. Brilliant idea. Same suggestion down here with doing the water folding, and again, yeah, I guess like mines and all that. So yeah, it does help. And I wish I'd thought of it right at the start. It didn't occur to me until I was looking at this, and it kind of felt like the stuff we'd done up there. So yeah, that's why that. So we've got 0.8 of a day left. We've now got 22,000 water stored, which is significantly better. We will obviously be able to pump water out of here as well, but I am much happier that we have a lot more of our water tanks full. Is very good. This one should actually be set to supply rather than contain. Yeah, that's much better. We might still have to do some games to keep this colony watered, although we are importing water now, so that may be less of an issue. Yeah, so I think I know, I do sometimes. Actually, this is full now. This looks a lot better, doesn't it? This has got potential. This has got potential. So I guess there's no harm in getting some trees growing. So if we threw that in there, probably want to platform across some of this so that the beavers can get to different places. Yeah, there we go. And we'll just plant some of this with maple trees and see how it does. Obviously, with the longest drought, we might need a water dump to keep some of it hydrated. So, yeah. The other plus of a longish drought is the transit will be quicker if the beavers don't have to swim. So, that's definitely... Oh, it's in. Awesome. So, now, the only bad water that will spawn into the map is over here, where we've got it very controlled unless we get a bad tide. Now, if you're not familiar with update 5, to get bad water, we've got these bad water rigs which pump it direct out of the source and none gets ejected into the environment. So tick, we've cleaned up the environment pretty significantly, which is really cool. It means now that during droughts and temperate, we don't have to worry about beavers going in the water once this is cleared off. Obviously, that's a bit of a different thing, but yeah. So I think, given that, we can unpause that and get this path in. So what I wish, and it's mainly now a feature of the fact that colonies can be as big as you want. And we could split this off into a little colony, but is that we could put food, water, and habitation here, or houses, as us normal people say. And the beavers that had to work here would stay here, you know, if I put like a builder's hut here. But I don't think that's how the game works. So what we will do, I always click on water to get storage, is we will put in a little bit of food and water storage. So let's make that something decent. Let's go for grilled spaladoc. Let's make that water. Set that to obtain. I'm going to prioritize building that because I'm not sure what else we've got them doing. And yeah, we'll see if we can get this in and see if it's going to make a difference. The thing we somewhat need to be careful of, and we might need to put in some more floodgates, is the potential that this will pull good water as well. The way I think we can manage that is we're going to be relying on the floodgates up here to push the bad water to this side of the map, and we won't have those closed when there isn't bad water. So that's kind of where my thinking is. Does this district not have any wood coming in? Let's set you to supply. You should have logs are being imported from this district. This district doesn't have many logs. What about this district? This district also doesn't have many logs. So we do have a log problem. And so this is kind of what I was talking about, that I think it would be kind of interesting if we made it so that this was what the map was like. Yeah, curious what people think of that. We can actually pump the water out there, which we haven't done in a very long time. But I think we are in a pretty good position for food. He says, somewhat not confidently, that we don't need to do the drought farm for our 22-day drought, but we should pump the water out of there. I guess actually this pump here will allow us to pump all of this out. So yeah, and I guess actually I'm guessing this one will as well, because it's all kind of linked. So the other thing we should do is we should have one of you running, and I'm guessing we've got a bunch of spare bots now. What would be good to use those for? Probably some hauling. So let's put that in. Let's put a hauling post in, and it's going to be bots, and it's going to be their lowest priority job. And hit that with some priority. Well, there's a lot of scrap laying around as well. Let's see if we can tidy that up. Looks like we need some metal block storage. So let's temporarily make that for metal blocks. That will work. Our catalyst factory is going okay. So, yeah, good. Did they clear up all the stuff over here in the end? They did. Good job, beavers. Good job. And again, I guess there's no harm in pumping this out, apart from the fact that they are full. So, yeah, we have got more spare bots. We have got more spare bots. Whether it's time to shift some more into the main district. Interesting question. Whether we send some somewhere else. Another interesting question. Yeah. I'm not sure what to do with them at the moment, which is kind of a weird situation to be in. But I guess with the fact that we're doing quite a lot of building in this district, at the very least, we should throw in some builders' huts to do their thing. Yeah, throw in a few more. We've got 19 spare bots. That's a lot of builders. And we've put in capacity for 12 more builders if we get all of these built. So that will be good. And then maybe we put in a hauling post to use up the rest of the excess. Do that. Now, one of the things that I do want to do at some point as well is increase our water wheel supply, but not a priority at the moment. I don't think. I want to prioritize the bad water strategy, I guess. So, which is this. It's planks we're short of, actually. It's interesting. Are we not importing planks? We are. We don't have any spare planks here. Okay. Do we have any planks over here? We have 102 there. I had the menu collapse when I was looking in this district. We have none. So what do we have over here? We have so let's make sure we are importing planks from this district, but I think that we need more woodland. And I mean, this is kind of the obvious area, but it feels, my brain just doesn't feel up to it. I mean, I guess we'd have to flatten this. Yeah, I guess if we flatten that, we'd have a reasonably large woodland area here. Is there another? I mean, this island is an obvious choice, isn't it? Yeah, that's an obvious choice. Particularly as we've got relatively good control of the bad water. We would lose access to it in a bad tide unless we did some bridging, which we could do if we needed to. So what we should do here is close in some of this water hole because it is probably too big, like that, and then we'll delete those like that. And I want to place some explosives like that so we can feed water into it. We'll need a water dump as well. I'm going to delete those and get clear up. And yeah, we probably need to think about having a causeway to here if our bad water defense doesn't work. For now, we'll rely on deleting staircases. Back over here, basically, I think everything is waiting for planks. So maybe we should start putting in the next layer. We're getting very far from our district, but you know, if needs must, and actually we could. I think we could make this one out of all levies, and we could just levy across like that. Probably need staircases to get those bits. But yeah, I'm kind of thinking that. But that's... Now we push bad water down here. Once these are finished, along here, down here, down here, and it can then disperse. But if we also blocked off from this side, we can do it from this district, I think. And I think, again, probably not a significant amount of harm in just using levies to do this job. That we just do something like that. Yeah. Something like that. And if we need to, if we get to the point where there's a bad tide coming and we haven't done it, we'll change it so that we go along the top. Yeah, that'll do a thing. That'll do a thing. So yeah, happy with that. But yeah, we need to be growing more trees, and I do think this island is the obvious one. It had trees on at the start, didn't it? So now do? We've got 19 days. Do we do a little birch thing? We are pumping the water. We probably don't need to be pumping the water out of there. Let's do that. How's this district looking? This district is... I think that maybe I've got, rather than a drought farm, we do a drought tree farm. So, forester. Highest priority. We make it a bot so that it's working continuously, because we've got the thingy, the hauling post to just soak up spare bots, and we just plant this area with, and maybe it's better to do it down this way more. So forester, because this is more likely to stay hydrated. If we did that, bear with me. That back in, and we could run a path along here as well. Not going to use up that much of the supplies, so let's high prioritize that. Then I would put in a bunch of, because we're going to need to cut them pretty quick, like that. Maybe 2 foresters actually, so that we can get them in the ground quicker. Yeah, maybe do that. High priority bot. Lots of forester flags. And then we just go, so we can do from there. So plant trees, birch, And this is almost going back to when we were starting out and we needed wood and we were struggling. We grew birch at the start. Yeah. So one of the things I like about this game, you think you've got it nailed, and suddenly you really haven't. Wish they'd come and do this. Wish they'd come and do that. Have we given them anything else that's super high priority? Not really. Oh yeah, come do what I need you to do, beavers. We have 18 spare bots over here now. 19 spare bots because we've not built the things that I've asked them to build. That's okay. Let's send some more to send another 10 that way. Yeah. Probably want to pause them pumping that out as well now, actually. If we're going to try and make use of that area. So cool, they're starting to build those, which is good. We probably want to prioritize that to some extent. Did I finish that bit off? I did. Yep. So, and yeah, the birch trees only take 9 days to grow. Yes, they only give 1 log, but it's 1 log. And did I swap that to be pine? Did I do a dumb? Did I be really clever? Because pine trees grow in 12 days. And give 2 logs. That might work. That might work. That might pay in our favor. So, yep. They could just hurry up. That would be lovely. All right, back over here. This is going in, which is cool. Yep, like that. Like that. We're still waiting for this to be finished, obviously, which is kind of a limitation. But hey, they're getting that done. They're probably not getting this done yet because there's high priority jobs for them to do. And placing all this dynamite is prioritized a bit higher as well. So, yeah, that's okay. Got plenty of scrap metal coming through as well, which is great. Yeah, liking that. Makes 0 difference, I think, but hey. The maple syrup's looking okay. Food stocks are very good. I almost wonder whether we should convert this to be a forest for a bit. Don't know. Don't know. And I guess this approach is why it might be nice if we did made it so that the lakes could or the canals could move enough water so that we didn't have to worry. We just let the canals do their thing. Let me just make sure. Yep, we are exporting. Let's export water to this district as well. They need it. So basically these guys are just pumping water out because it's there and they can. So yeah. All right. I'm not actually sure what the beavers are. We're getting our trees going, which is good. That one's nearly done, and that will obviously speed up the tree planting. So that's good. Apart from the fact that bots have to go get fuel occasionally, but you know, it's what it is. That's a nice little soupy toxic pool, isn't it? But it'll clear off. I mean, this island would be good to grow trees on, wouldn't it? If we put a water dump in it. Just a bit far. But it is kind of prime real estate. We're already trying to ship scrap metal off it. Why not ship trees off it? Don't say trains. I'm not using trains on here. Yeah, I'm not against that idea. I know I haven't set the new temporary drought forest to be cut yet, but let's clear all of the little birch trees off. He'll do most of those, so that'll be good. And yeah, maybe a water dump in here somewhere. That'd be a nice big area to grow some trees on, actually. Like that idea. As long as we've got a bad water protection in, it shouldn't matter because it should be this side. So, yeah. Cool. And that's going in nicely. This is still probably waiting for planks. I'm sure some of you are... There's some planks. Cool. Some of you are probably commenting about how I can fix my plank production. My brain is quite pickled today and not really up to significant problem solving. I just wanted the joy of playing TimberBorn for a little bit to relax. And if I go in here, I don't even know how many lumber mills we've got in this area, if any. 1, 2, 3, but we've got a lot of gear production, so probably we should definitely maybe ease up on the gear production and maybe get a couple of bots going in plank production. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Would probably be a good idea to have some fuel storage somewhat nearby. I should get bots going in these as well, because the injury rate is quite high in these, which is why I don't put many beavers in them. But yeah, that might help actually, having some bots doing the plank production to speed that side of things up. That might be what we need. Might be what we need. All right. So not a lot happening over here. Predominantly placing explosives, which is, you know, like 90% of TimberBorn for me sometimes. This is all going in, which is awesome. Be good when that's done, and that shouldn't be a problem for when it's not a bad tide, because water will be able to flow everywhere. If we screw up the water flow, we'll fix it, basically. And that might just be a case of putting in some more folding on some of these edges. Yeah, and we could get the other the main district to help, but actually probably not worth it. It's probably better having bots working on it, to be honest. Yeah, let's speed things up because we're going quite slowly, and going faster is better, maybe. Right, just getting a drink. Well, I was opening a drink. I haven't actually drunk any of it, which was kind of dumb, but I'm hoping that evaporation and the water that I've pumped out of here isn't going to cause a problem. Actually, this one's kind of a separate system to this one. So we could probably, yeah, we could keep pumping this one. Don't need you pumping, but we could keep this one pumping. Although the water stocks seem to be holding up better, which is nice. I know I've not done any drought farming this time. I didn't feel like it. Didn't feel like it. All right, this is all pretty good. We do need to have this. Oh, some of it's already set to cut. Hey, look at that. Have this all set to be cut. We do actually need to build the lumberjack flags, but we've got a few days. They will probably only get one cycle out of the trees. So once everything's planted, and probably what I should do is start removing the order to plant. And yeah, so that we don't end up with like a forest of dead trees under the water or half-grown trees. It just looks messy. Oh, we've got some more floodgates in, so we want those to be down, please. Yeah, that's going in. We do need you to maybe build the missing 3 in here. And actually, don't need. I don't know why I was talking like that. My brain was glitching slightly. We don't need that path there, so we can put in the triple floodgate. It's a double floodgate, isn't it? It's been a while. And put in the double floodgate there as well. So, yeah. I have no idea if this is going to work. As with most things that I do, I've not pre-tested it. We're just going for it. And hopefully it works. And there's every chance that we're going to direct all of the bad water through this gap. And this is not going to be enough. It's going to flow through both. It might be that we put a kind of corner across here to push it into this bit. We'll see. We'll see. We'll finesse it as we go. It's yeah. As I said, I'm not a fan of the let's just build a bunch of dams across the back here and push it off the map. It's not what I do. I like, we'll be able to make use of this maybe somehow. It's how I like to do it. I like to make it harder, I guess. No laughing at the back, children. Yeah. So this I think is going to do us a thing. Right. We'll keep unplanting the planted areas because, as I say, I don't want a big dead forest. So I do want them to harvest what gets planted. Yeah, not replant. You missed that one, didn't you? Yeah, see. And yeah, I don't know how many trees it's going to be, but we've still got 15 days. What were the pine trees? They were 12 days, weren't they? Yeah. So as long as we can get the pine trees planted in the next few days, or we'll just stop the planting when we get to, like 13 days left in the drought. And then we'll probably have to saturate it with lumberjacks to get all the trees off of there. Yeah. Right. They are making reasonable progress on the dynamite field. Yeah, and I do kind of think we're probably going to need to bring it across here as well. So I wish you could drag triangular shapes with explosives. And I'm thinking something like that, but that may not be enough. So we might need to do something like this. And yeah, they can get to those so that we pull everything across, basically. I am tempted at some point to bring beavers back over here. It's not a priority at the moment, particularly as I think on average we are slightly low on beavers. And yeah. Awesome. Let's continue to lead the stuff. So something that I not really spoken about on here on this save yet is I generally like, and there are quite a few newer viewers on this series. I generally like to have a goal when I'm playing a game, or any game that I'm playing, and I don't really have a goal on here yet. I mean, basics, I guess, are having the bad water under control, getting the beaver population much happier. So let's plant some maple trees. And we do seem to have a slight issue that a lot of the ground has dried out. So let's be somewhat selective about where we plant at the moment. You can't get all of those, which is a bit annoying, but yeah. Plant what you can and then we'll deal with it. probably demolish those. Yep. And then way over here. Oh, cool. They've got those in, which is good. That's almost in. That's mostly in. So we can get quite a long way down our divert strategy before it will then spread across the map. But hey, we've got time still. We've got time still. I don't know why they haven't come to finish these off. Let's make them super high priority. I'm guessing it's just prioritization. Yep. Is he going to be able to help with? No, he's not going to be able to help with the pine trees, is he? Once you've finished, I can actually delete that lumberjack and replace it with another couple of foresters, because I do want to, as quickly as possible, clear this area of trees. So you can go. He's making decent progress. We're at the point probably where we are going to start to cut him off from any more planting, or them. And then we will just flood a couple more. So there'll be you and you. We are 50% grown, which is okay. Yeah, I'm going to start to remove some of this, because clearly they are not going to get it all planted. Yeah. Let's turn the rest of those off, I think, so that they have time to grow. Let's delete you. Let's clear that planting area. The cut area is set. So wood, foresters, and I think we want to get these built so that we can actually make use of them when we need them. And yeah, we should hopefully have all these trees grown and cleared before the drought ends, assuming we don't run out of water, and there is not a huge amount of water left in there. So that's a thing that we do need to worry about. Yeah. Oh well, they've drained that, so that's a thing as well. They did get that water tank built, which is cool. So this district should just be able to export a bunch of water if needed. But I think things are looking a lot better, particularly with being able to pump out of this pretty big area. Yeah, water has held up pretty nicely. So that's good. Pretty much built. Those are pretty much built. So I guess the next thing is to make them go even ridiculously further and maybe build this. And I know this is a bad idea. You don't need to tell me that having something which is that far from the district is not good. But if it helps, then it helps. Yeah. I think we're going to wait until sunrise, and I'm going to call it a day because I'm running out of time and I have other stuff I need to get back to. So we're making good progress on all of this, which is cool. I feel really accomplished that we've got these all in. So bad water is going to be much less of a problem, except for bad tides, and we're getting that under control. once we get this one built, it's then down to how this works out and whether we need to block across here as well. If we do, we do. I'm hoping this approach works. Blocking across here would probably be more resource effective. Or, you know, like down here, straight down here, levee wall. That might be a better option. Once we've got that done, what we can then start to do is block some of these off and keep good water on the map to some extent. We're only going to have it like 1 deep, so it's not going to last a really long time, but yeah, that's a thing we will be able to do. We have bots at fuel. Oh, it's just you lot having to go ridiculously far. That's okay. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, click the like button, and I will see you next time.